Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 46 of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Bong bong, mashallah. Hope you guys are doing well. Having a good time out there in real life land. It's your boy GGF. We're going to get it in today, have some fun. Making our way ever closer to, hopefully to Defiance Bay. Excuse me, but we're going to see what we can do around Cadnua. We recruited Sagani, and we're trying to turn her into a wicked dual-wielding tank type. We were talking to peeps last episode.
Work before this place is secure. My husband could fix them right up.
We were talking to Sagani last episode. Very cool. If you didn't see that one, I suggest pausing this and going to check it out because it is very cool. We talked to Durance as well and others. So now, let's check the development here. Main keep construction started. Finished in 1 day, 15 hours. So right now, we're too weak to fight a bounty. We're gonna travel to the cliffs you saw in the vision, explore the endless paths. We're going to... Maybe exploring the endless paths is a good idea. For this episode, because what I'm thinking is that... Where's that basement that we can plug into right here? What I'm thinking is that we can at least clear the first level and check that gaping maw and see what that's about. And possibly check out the second level. The third level was ogres stuff, and they were a bit too tough for us. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's go to level 1. And then from level 1... Wait a minute, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. Okay, go this way, here we go. Let's come down this way. So level 1 is clear. We fought a spider queen on this level, a few episodes back. We've got Itumok. The trusty fox. I think it's an Arctic fox. I forget what it's called exactly. And we've got our little worm flying around. Little worm. Whose name is Big Worm. Here we go. Okay, so we got so far in this one. Looks like we cleaned it out, but we did not check out this sacrificial pit. We went down this way to level 3. Oh. Let's check out the sacrificial pit, and then do we head to level 3? I don't think so, because it's a bit too tough for us. Those ogres were mean. There was ogre druids, and we just had no chance at all. But we'll come here and check out what the sacrificial pit is about. This wide pit descends into a grim darkness. You hear the whistling howl of wind, and from time to time hot gusts of air tug at your clothing. Examine the pit. The chasm appears to have been dug out with tools rather than being a natural formation. It seems to be very deep, but you cannot see the bottom to gauge the distance. Use a grappling hook to descend into the pit. You take a grappling hook from your pack and tie it off neatly around one of the heavy stone blocks surrounding the pit. A few hard tugs suggest the rope will hold fast. Keeping a firm hold on the rope, you begin your descent into the darkness. Soon the edge of the pit is far above your head, and you can hear only the creak of the rope and your own breaths. You've lost an item, rope and grappling hook. Soon enough, however, you see another source of light far below, past the dangling end of the rope. You can see a dimly lit room, at the center of which is a circular stone pool. The pool is filled with blood, and even at this distance you can pick out various limbs and mangled bodies, largely Zarp in nature. The tunnel bored into the stone ends a ways above the chamber below, and your rope extends no further. Alright, let's jump down into the blood pool. Bracing yourself for the landing, you loosen your hold, dropping down the remaining distance to land within the pool of blood with a noisy splash. The thick, murky waters hinder your swimming, threatening to pull you down into the unseen depths of this grim pit. But at last you crest the surface, you pull yourself up and over the brim, to find yourself at the edge of a reeking, sludgy mixture of... Don't really know what we're doing down here.
I'm here.
The corpse draped over the edge of this pool is contorted in the throes of what must have been his final agony. Rolling skeletal hands still clutched toward his throat. Limbs and organs bob in the mire of blood and gristle. The carnage stirs with the occasional gust of wind from the tunnel above. I have no idea what we're doing down here. Zorps, though. Why do I feel like this is some crazy boss fight that we have access to but shouldn't be here? And there's not going to be a way out. $394 skates and a stiletto. Oh, this looks ominous. Zorp champions. A drake? At the edge of this expansive chamber, encircled by a jabbering host of Zorp, stands a massive reptilian creature, its snout is spattered with the bloody remnants of a recent meal, gobbets of beard on its crooked fangs. The Zorb shift anxiously, looking up expectantly at the drake as the beast stretches leathery wings in challenge, brushing the pillars to either side. Yes, yes, more sacrifice. It flaps its wings briefly and stirs up great clouds of dust. Come here, elf. Be honored. You speak? The drake stamps one clawed foot upon the ground. I speak and stone shakes. I speak and lizards bring gold. I speak and eat well. Yes, I speak. These Zorp sacrifice to you. Are you the master below? Master below is below. Sacrifice is not very smart. You think you see a section of the drake's scaled chest begin to glow orange as it laughs. Master made me lord here. Here, I am king. Flames gout from its nostrils and gaping jaws. I am god of fire and gold. You know what? We're gonna run. Run, guys, run. There is a literal drake. If only we can get back here. Oh, we're entangled. Okay, well, let's give it a shot.
What?
We've got Durance, let's daze them all. We've got a Zorp champion who's badly injured. Skirmishers, another champion. And the drake. Let's have Kana shoot at the drake.
Ready, Watcher.
Let's have Sagani. See, now would be such a good time for her to have ranged. Alright, switch to your range. We'll see how this goes. Shoot the wounding shots. As he or she would with fleeing prey, the hunter aims for a spot that will slow the target enemy's progress, hobbling the target and inflicting raw damage over time to it. If successful, hobbled for 12 seconds. Primary attack, and then 100% damage over time over 6 seconds. She can attack there.
Hey.
Adair. Durance Aloth can throw a magical barrage in there. And I'm switching to stag mode. Okay, this is bad. They're starting to come around the bend here. If I could just pick them up so they don't come back here. Maybe Durance. Sagani. Oh, wait, we have the the little wolf creature. Barely injured Drake.
Ready, Watcher.
Let's switch back to dual wielding and go get that one. There we go. We've put up a nice little barrier here. You attack that one. Not bad so far. Did we kill the first champion? I think so. Ah, there's a priest. There had to be a priest.
Hey.
Dare attack the skirmisher. Durance.
What?
Let's get... Raise the might and resolve. Suppress affliction. Let's just get a blessing.
Yes?
Kana, continue shooting the Drake. Aloth. Expose vulnerabilities of all those peeps. No, not another one back here. Did he cast it?
Got you stuck over here.
Okay.
Following your lead.
It's barely injured. They're going around, and I don't have enough bodies
I'm here.
to pick them all up.
Here. Following your
Okay,
lead.
so Kana. Oh, perfect timing. Let's get 3 skeletons right there. And let's get them attacking here. Kana,
Following your lead.
you're going to have to switch to your dual wielding jammy.
Yes?
Aloth, come over here. Try to stay out of range somehow. Human skeleton. You guys attack right there. The skeleton will attack there. Alright, we're all kind of tied up at the moment. Oh,
Hey there.
I'm way up there and I'm not doing too hot. I'm going to be the first to fall. Let me see if I can grab their endurance. And if Durance
What?
was supposed to throw a consecration circle down, I didn't.
Hey there.
Let me try my second wind too. Aloth, chill fog in that direction. I'm still hanging in there. Can I get my second wind? Oh, Aloth just took a hit from a Zorb champion. Dang. Drake's barely injured. The priest is fine. There's a high priest. Yeah, this went from bad to worse.
Hi? How may I help?
And they're healing and stuff.
Yes?
Yeah, we don't have a chance. The consecration circle came too late. Adair's getting roughed up. Because Adair is frightened, paralyzed. Oh, yeah. He's all kinda beat up, so we're just gonna reload probably.
They're cutting us down!
I fear we've lost the angry one. Get up, lad!
Yeah. Alright, so I don't think we want to do this. And this is level 2, so if we go down to level 3, it's a bit of a bad shake there too, because it's
Sure.
ogres. Which, do we maybe have a better chance with? Let's try to fight some stragglers. Not necessarily big matron. Definitely use a torch down here, excuse me.
Flame and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Oh dear. Come on. Ogre Druid, dang.
Stop.
Knock him down, knock him down. Okay,
I'm here.
she can't get in. So she'll just have to ranged. Oh, better yet,
Ready, Watcher.
get your melee back out and go after that ogre. Oh my gosh, there's 50 of them.
Following your lead.
Kana, shoot over here.
Yes?
Aloth. Throw a fireball in that general direction.
Hey there.
Switch to Beastman.
Thanks for that drop!
Sagani takes one shot of 32 and is already creeping
I'm
around
here.
death's door. Heal. What does Magic Dampener do
How may I
again?
help?
Suppressing all beneficial effects on enemies. So that's not going to actually stop any like biting insects or anything,
Ready, Watcher.
as far as I know.
What?
Durans, come here. Throw down a consecration circle here.
Hey.
Adair, use your second knockdown. Yeah, here come the flies or whatever. Sagani getting absolutely wrecked, which is what my fear
We got
was.
Sagani.
That's what my fear would be that what happened.
Following your lead.
Kana, can you throw 3 skellies at them?
Proactive.
I fear we've lost the angry
Following your lead.
one.
Aloth.
Fight on, my friends.
Aloth run.
Damn it. We gotta take better care of Al.
Aloth goes down.
Following your
This one's
lead.
near death. Adair. Yeah, we have no business in this fight. So, let's load this one again. Well, it's good to know. It kind of eliminates some ideas right now. Let's head to...
Very nice. We're not sleeping here, are we?
No. But we are going to head back down to Wood End Plains, which takes 18 hours. Melee engagement makes it difficult for characters to move away from defenders. In melee, still having stomach issues, guys. Bear with me. I think it's from taking ibuprofen, like it's messing with my stomach. But I want to clear out the black down here. There's still quite a bit, and it still should be content that we can maybe manage right now. Come down here.
I shall.
There's a box in that crate, or crate in that wagon. See what we've got for us down here. Any more lions? Couple crates. Wine dregs swirl around the bottom of the clay jar. 14 golden obols, or ubbles. And a crossbow. Loves me some golden ubbles. 18 more of them. And a scroll of prayer against infirmity. It requires 4 lore. Immune to sicken and weaken. Fortifies the health of allies in the area of effect, granting immunity to sickened and weakened afflictions. We'll grab it. Keep looking up here for secrets. 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 Alright.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Wondering if maybe I should have made Kana the backup tank instead of Adair, or instead of Sagani, as here we have some Springberry. We'll see how that decision goes as we play, but... Oh no, a Pugra. Not a Pugra. She's by herself, though. She cast, Conjure Lesser Blight.
Hey.
Let's go to knock her down. Oops. No.
Gotta have something here that works.
Here again with a knockdown. Kana shooting, Eloth shooting, okay. Got her. Awakened wood.
Sure.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Huh, looks like we're at the end of the map. Interesting. Oh, a little building here and a bush.
I shall be discreet.
Grab that Ella, St. Gieran's horn. A sparrow's nest is tucked between 2 angled slats. Nature has taken us over. Alright. Looks like we're heading to Defiance Bay, guys. The Adelwan Bridge. Or Adele 1. Huh, look at this down here. Elm's Reach, Old Song, Burial Isle, Hearth Song, Stormwall Gorge. We can go there as well. Deerford Village, no kidding. Let's go to Adelwan Bridge. It'll take 4 hours from the Wood End Plains. Very good. Camping. Here we are. Much like entering Baldur's Gate, which I usually do 50 hours in,
I'll see what I can find.
of BG1, we're entering Defiance Bay. About 35 hours or so in. Pretty cool. We got Admeth's Wort. There's some peeps here, which I don't know if I can pull off the talking right now. We'll try, though. Commoner. I'm afraid there isn't room for any new stalls at the Copper Lane Market. These days, it's rare to find folks who will do much for strangers. True. Astronda Miriamelis. And Craddock Bridgman. Let's talk to Astronda. This woman's soul. You see a lavishly decorated room, walls hung with tapestries, ornate oil lamps creating a warm, relaxing atmosphere. There are several overstuffed couches covered with silk pillows and an elegant table in the middle of the floor. This woman is seated at the table, sitting across from another woman. They are both well dressed, their style befitting the room they're in. The other woman's hair is blonde, in stark contrast to this woman's black, and is swept up on her head in a dramatic style. The women speak in an easy, free tone, obviously familiar with one another. Though they each seem to be comfortable in the other's company, a strange nervousness surrounds the blonde woman's actions. She occasionally betrays herself with a little giggle or stammer, hitching over an easy word as she speaks. Her demeanor swings from friendly to shy and back again with no warning. This woman leans back a little in her chair, stretching lightly. Bear with me, guys, hit my water bottle. As she finishes her stretch, she gently lays her hand next to the other woman's hand, letting their fingers subtly intertwine. Bow chicka wow wow. The second woman stops speaking mid-sentence, inhales sharply, and turns red. She does not, however, move her hand. This woman smiles and moves her hand further over the other, holding it. She then stands, moving around the table toward the blonde woman, whose face shows conflicting emotions of terror and lust. She giggles and pulls her hand out from under the other, and brings it to her mouth, the red of her face deepening. This woman stops, looking down at her, eyes sparkling. She reaches out and pulls something from the blonde's hair, letting it fall around her shoulders. Then she leans over, brushing her lips lightly over the blonde woman's cheek, resting her mouth against her ear. As she whispers, her hand moves lightly down the other woman's body to her waist. The blonde shudders and leans into the hand, eyes closing, cheek pressing against the lips, still whispering at her ear. This woman's hand deftly removes a small bag from the other woman's belt and secrets it under her own cloak at the small of her back. Then she gently kisses the other woman's cheek and stands again, the smile never leaving her mouth. Pickpocket. Craddock Bridgman. You see a ship being tossed about in a storm-ravaged sea. The swells rise and fall, carrying the ship with them as if it were a toy. This man stands on deck at the helm of the ship while water whips around him. The crew moves about frantically, trying to keep the chaos under control. He barks orders at them, pointing where to go and giving each one a task. The men, while still visibly distressed, seem to calm down when they are given their orders. He instructs the helmsman to resume his duties at the wheel and rushes to the aid of a crewman who is struggling with a rope attached to one of the sails. The ship crests a wave, going almost vertical in one direction, and then immediately again in the other direction. Several of the crew are thrown from their feet, sliding across the deck as the ship rocks. After the swell passes and the ship returns to a relatively normal orientation, The man quickly scans the deck, counting silently. No one has been lost this time, thankfully. He looks in the direction they're headed, seeing no reprieve from the storm in sight. His jaw squared and his upper lip stiffened. He returns to the helm and takes the wheel again. Very cool, both of those.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
I don't know if they're backer written. I want to say they are. These days, it's rare to find folks who'll do much for strangers. Here's more of them. If you need an inn for the night, Goose and Fox has the softest beds and the best ale. Goose and Fox. Takes a smooth tongue to solve problems, doesn't it? Here is Zoran Xenius Savic, or Kavik. Zoran Xenius Kavik. You see a flurry of matted white hair and an incandescent freeze fire staff before you see the man, cold and wild. He chews a wizened apple slowly, discharging spell after spell into the jumble of villagers screeching their way towards him. Cold flame vents from his nose, and apple seeds shoot out of the side of his mouth as he saunters forward, ignoring arrows and curses alike. A deliberate twist of his staff, and a bullet of force glides through the torso of one assailant and another. A roar blisters his throat as he launches himself into their midst, tearing into their essence with his staff. A pleading hand reaches toward him, and quickly falls, ignored. Silence takes hold as the tattered man gathers his prize, a basket of fresh pears. He hums as he eats. Oh my gosh. That's a godlike and pretty wild one at that.
Let's see what lies this way.
More commoners. Beautiful bridge here. Excuse me. Getting that same welcome to Defiance welcome to Defiance Bay, but watch yourself in our city, understand? Justicar Forgant and a Justicar. What is it? Looking for the Temple of Wodica. Huh, if you say so. It's in First Fires, just west of Crucible Keep. You can come up that way, and Justicar Forgant.
Good day to you.
What can I do for you? What can you tell me about Defiance Bay? Sorry, but I don't have time right now, but it sounds like that dozen's crackpot Rowan is stirring up trouble again. He jerks his head at the gate. He'd be all too happy to give you a rundown of the city, liberally flavored with dozens propaganda, of course. You seem to be on edge. What's the problem? Thousands of them, truth be told. We've got refugees coming in from all parts under some misguided notion that things are actually better here, that the legacy somehow passed us over, so they show up with no prospects and little money and just end up making a worse mess of things. He looks you up and down. No offense. Goodbye. He grunts. Good luck to you.
I'll see what I can find.
Oh, there's actually stuff up here. There's a crate with 2 vegetables. Crate with 2 fruits. Nothing we can see hidden. Let's try coming down here really quick. We showed up at nighttime. So not quite as grand an entrance, but here we are. We're gonna quick save and head on in. Okay, we have, we've heard of Brackenberry, and there's First Fires. We go to Copper Lane. 15 minutes to get there.
Defiance Bay,
Oh,
the city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution, now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by Whiteone's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
very cool. Here we are. And we're sneaking through. It's nighttime after all. A cat. A crate. People yelling this hour of night. Oh, goldenrod chew. Just a car.
Defiance Bay. I miss Adir already.
These animancers have brought divine wrath upon us all. The expeditions out of Admeth's den are just organized grave robbery. And yet the Duke and his roadies and the Crucible Knights do nothing. His toadies. Can we allow these atrocities to continue unchecked? No! Down with animancy! Wildwood's legacy was one warning, Heritage Hill was another. Spread the word, together we'll drive the blight of animancy from our city. I saw an animancer's experiment make a little girl kill herself. The Duke says he's addressing the animancy problem, but nothing ever changes. Man isn't meant to tinker with souls. I'll bet animancy's to blame for every problem in the city. I saw an animancy's experiment. Oh, Rowan.
Hello.
Is he a potential party member? Rowan's arms are crossed and his mouth is set in a grim frown as he watches the gathered protesters. He looks ready for a fight. He sizes you up. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing the frontier and finding the legacy's no better here. It's the animancers. Mograns scorch 'em and they nest in this city like rats. You mark my words, though. Us dozens are going to put a stop to it. What are you doing out here? He gestures at the crowd, which buzzes with angry chatter. Trying to get folks to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis, and instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting animancers dangerous liberties. What do you know about animancy? It's a study and manipulation of essence, which any sane person will tell you is the purview of the gods. The Adirans at least had the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing you can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or the soul readings those ciphers do. It's been around since ancient Angwithan times, which is why you'll see animancers tinkering with old Angwithan artifacts. Kana raises a fist to cough discreetly into it. Have truths, all. But he's an enthusiastic performer, I'll give him that. He shakes his head. Trouble is, the animancers got no idea what half those artifacts actually do. Not that they'll admit it. Our emphatic friend is correct about one thing, at least. Tell me about the dozens. He taps his chest. We're an organization of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. Just like a militia, the dozens, except for the training and the discipline and the code of honor. His eyes gleam, and we're always looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of the country. You have any interest in hearing more, stop by Admeth's den sometime. The expedition hall. A lot of free thinkers in there, can set straight all the nonsense the nobles and the animancers want you to believe. Might even be some paid work there for motivated types. I'd like to know more about Defiance Bay. He gets a mischievous gleam in his eye. Aye, I bet they don't teach about the colony that trounced Hadret's handmaiden back in good old Adir, do they? This is the capital of the Free Palatinate of the Deerwood. We started out as the capital of an Adiran colony, but we booted the Flaccid Scepter from these lands 150 years ago. These days, we're a major port receiving trade and visitors from all over the world. But we, some of us anyway, strive to hold on to the pioneering spirit that earned us our freedom a century and a half ago. The city is divided into 5 districts: Copper Lane, First Fires, Andra's Gift, Brackenberry, and Heritage Hill. He ticks each off on a calloused finger. Okay, tell me about Copper Lane. This here is Copper Lane. He taps a scuffed boot on the cobblestones. It's primarily a market district, but you've also got the expedition hall directly north of here, where you can join treks out into the wilds. That's also where my fellow dozens martyrs and I tend to meet up with other concerned citizens. He points to a long domed building west and north of your position. And that's the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Eerie place, you ask me, but they've got the biggest library in the Deerwood. Kana laughs. Eerie indeed. It might be less so if more kith stepped inside. Perhaps we ought to visit Elzarian and see just what mysteries are revealed. Tell me about Brackenberry. A noise of disgust rattles in his throat. The nobility that didn't sail back to Adir stayed there. Most of the families there trace their lineage back to old imperial times. Other than a lot of has-been nobility, you got Hadrit House, where Lady Webb and her spies operate, and Brackenberry Sanitarium, the main cesspit of animancy in the city. He spits on the cobblestones. Huh. Hadrit House and Brackenberry Sanitarium. I'm going to sit up a little bit, guys, and get better situated. Alright, tell me about First Fires. That's where the revolution started, hence the name. These days it's overrun with politicians and panderers, but we'll take it back someday. That's where you'll find the Ducal Palace, the Valiant Embassy, and Crucible Keep. He shakes his head. The Crucible Knights were the original freedom fighters in Defiance Bay, but now they're just strutting peacocks, with their eyes on fancy titles and their heads up their asses. There's an old temple of Woodica there too. We keep it real nice for her. He winks. Tell me about Andra's gift. Or that has the Ducal Palace, Valiant Embassy, Crucible Keep. Andra's gift? Got the name because it was a wetland that was drained back in the Imperial days. Now it's a seedy district populated by sailors, common folk, and more than a few thugs. But it's a fun place too if you know where to look. He winks and elbows you. Look for a place called the Salty Mast when you're there. Other than that, it's mostly warehouses and abandoned homes. Tell me about Heritage Hill. He shivers. It used to be one of the more prestigious districts in the city. Heroes of the Revolution claimed plots up there, next to an ancient Anguithan tower and the city cemetery. Had the best views in Defiance Bay. Attracts richer types these days. A lot of animancy patrons. He spits. He glances at the crowd and lowers his voice. You wouldn't have heard, but something happened over there a couple months ago. The authorities sealed it off and they're keeping their mouths shut, but mark my words, animancy's to blame. Never mind, let's talk about something else. What do you want to know? Farewell. The Duke says he's addressing the animancy problem. Okay, we can't climb up there.
Easy does it.
Just a car. Stay out of the catacombs. They're more dangerous than usual lately. Catacombs, that sounds exciting. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is where you want to go if you need the services of a scholar. We might be able to use the services of a scholar. Cat. Can't pet the cat? Boo. Boo game. -1 point. Just kidding. Alright, let's see. We're in Copper Lane, I guess. I'm curious how huge these maps are going to be. Or not huge. We'll see. I suppose, but looks like we can go over here a mite. And that's the end of our travels that direction. Just want to scout and see if there's any hidden treasures in the, around this area, but let's cross the bridge. We're now in Defiance Bay.
Keeping an eye out.
Here we go. And immediately we can go in a door. We've got the Goose and Fox, place to rest. Viserys, or Viserys. Voices from the past seem to call out to you. You see a man crosses his arms and sticks his chin out. Moonlight and torchlight color his face. Bullshit. The elf standing in front of him wears a panicked expression. Are you mad? I've seen it. Aha, the first man cries, raising a triumphant finger. You said you'd only heard it. The elf blinks. What in the name of Gallowayne's beasts does that have to do with anything? You said you'd only heard it. Now you're telling me it's a monster the size of 2 Amua with blood-dyed fur. The man takes a step closer to the elf. And now I'm saying you're a liar, Doran. Doran sputters. Gods, Viserys, who cares what it looks like? It's a rabid wolf. You saw what it did to the sheep. The elf throws up both of his hands, shaking his head. You want to stay out here all night to see the thing yourself? Have it your way. I'm getting out of here. Fine. All right. Good. The elf storms off, casting one last glance over his shoulder as he disappears down a hill. The man sets off in the other direction, a sword in one hand and a torch in the other. Within minutes, he comes to a broken paddock where a dozen sheep lie dead, their throats torn and their innards scattered across the ground. It's not the work of a normal predator. Something crunches through the dry grass. Viserys spins but sees nothing. He raises his torch higher. This time, a rustling sound from behind him near the paddock. He turns again to see a wolf. It's not nearly as large as Doran had sworn, and while its fur is matted with red around its throat and paws, the rest of the elf's description has proven to be a rather lurid exaggeration. Typical. Viserys takes some small satisfaction in this, even while the wolf lunges for him, its jaws foaming and eyes rolling. And we see
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
who got the better of that interaction, as Viserys is still with us. Can't go on the grass,
Light, flame, and sound.
but it looks like sun's coming up. So this is mostly a market district, if Rowan's to be believed. Let's see, definitely plenty of stuff to scout around here. Location discovered, marketplace, 190 XP earned. There's Laura, Justikar, Narmer. Only the best soldiers get to patrol the palace. Laura.
How do you do?
The young woman stands by a cart, watching the crowd with large bright eyes that focus on you as you approach. Take your time, traveler. If you're looking for enchanted scrolls or garb, you've come to the right place. Show me your wares. Oh, she's got the goods, son. Like Madeline Wood. Oh my gosh, she's got expensive goods. 1 second, guys. Bear with me. What is a seal of faith? Only usable by priest. This thick iron band is dented and scratched and appears to have seen much use. It is studded with 11 small beads, one for each of the gods. It was created by an Adirian priest to remind him of his devotion, particularly in the heat of battle. It is said that, feeling his fingers rub against the beads, he would say a quick prayer to each of the gods who blessed him in return. +1 first level spell, +1 second level spell, +1 third level spell. That is very cool. Telda's ring. An elven wizard of Adir, Telda was forever frustrated by the limits of her own considerable powers. After spending almost 2 centuries mastering most of the spells known to Kith, she found that her greatest challenge lay not with her repertoire, but with her inability to make more frequent use of her magic. She spent the last century of her life studying a means to amplify her abilities. When at last she developed the spell she needed, she had it built into this ring, so that the prudent wizard need not cast the spell to make use of it. Only usable by wizard, +2 second level spells, and +1 fourth level spells. Very cool. Ring of deflection, +9 deflection, wow. Ring of protection, +9 fortitude, reflex, and will. Scroll of maelstrom, missile barrage, wow, she's got some scrolls. An Ashwood cameo figurine. This intricate piece has been created from one small piece of Ashwood. A raised relief has been carved across the front, depicting an eerie, beautiful figure standing beneath a large and twisting tree. Her face is turned slightly to regard the viewer, as if having just noticed their presence. Summon Delimgon. Very cool. We have a stash too. We could probably sell some of this stuff. Like, I don't know, we'll see. Potions of major recovery and endurance. And iron skin and power. And myths where, oh, we can buy the crafting materials straight up here. Deer cap. Wow. Pilgrim's crown. That stuff is so useful. River reed, settler's arrow. Different gems for sale. Very cool. So that's her stuff.
Keeping an eye out.
Here we have Narmer.
Gods keep you.
The merchant smiles brightly. Well met, traveler. Are you interested in purchasing any rations for your journeys? Show me your wares. He's got dragon meat, dragon egg. Dragon meat is considered a rare and exotic treat for the fairly obvious reason that this is not very easy to obtain. Many tales and rites of passage have formed up around the idea of consuming the raw flesh of these beasts. Even raw, it's crazy. 3 resolve, 3 might. For 150 seconds, 5 minutes, but... Wait, that's not 5 minutes. It's like 2.5 minutes, but... Wonder what kind of recipes it'll make. Dragon egg. While full-grown dragons can grow to titanic proportions, their eggs start out just larger than a human torso. They make for very filling meals if one is willing to brave the risk of raiding a nest. Plus 3 resolve. Different food products that we may need at some point. Camping supplies. Let's see. Over here we've got a few peeps. Igrin.
How do you do?
Igrin stands behind a stall polishing a broadsword. The patterned flesh around his eyes is crinkled with age, and the muscles in his arms are knotty and lean, but he holds the weapon with ease. He nods at you. Come to take a look. You won't find a finer collection of armor and weaponry in Defiance Bay. Outside Sonild's, of course. He flashes a crooked grin. What's so special about Sonild? She operates in the expedition hall. He jerks a thumb over his shoulder. Sells the best equipment in the city, but Waynan keeps her on a short leash. Keeps her fine inventory reserved for chartered expeditionists, members of the dozens, and anyone else he takes a liking to. See what you have for sale? Oh my gosh. You've got a blunderbuss, the lady's hand, Borisane. Wow, you've got all the goods. Pike's Pride. Born into a family of fishmongers, one young Adiran decided that he would give up the family trade and take up the sword instead. He swore that he would find greater fortune than ever was bestowed upon his family. When he sought out opportunities to prove himself, however, he was often scorned, for he came from low-born stock and his line had achieved little of note. Discouraged, the lad returned home, only to find that his family, eager to see him achieve his wishes, had pooled what coin they had to commission a suit of armor that might keep him safe. The lad asked the smith to craft a set of gleaming scale armor, bright as the flashing scales of a fish, and just as light and quick. He called it Pike's Pride, and while he wore it, he found himself immune to whatever foul words his detractors might level at him. Plus 9 will, minus 50% stun duration and knockdown duration. Pretty cool. Plate armor. The Dunreed Demon. It's a headpiece. Caswin was one of the Brishauguin of Air Glonfoth who received training from Deerwood and Animancers around 2785 AI. When Dunreed Row was founded 15 years later, she was one of the first ciphers to join. Though relatively old for an Orlan, she was one of its most enthusiastic and capable agents. Known as the Dunreed Demon, she was ruthlessly methodical and infamous throughout Defiance Bay for prowling the streets in her helmet, searching for clues and connections. At the end of the Saints' War, she was over 40, and she was sent to the Godhammer Citadel to search for traces of St. Widewin. She never arrived, and years later, her helmet was found on the road from Echo Bay. Plus 2 intellect. Very nice. All sorts of different helmets. Rope and grappling hook, which is useful. Okay. So that's everything, right? Yep. We didn't read these, but we don't have the money, so I'm not going to look at them just yet. Huh, they don't buy much, but they'll buy some of that stuff. Let's see how long we've been playing. 54 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up. By the way, videos might get longer from here on out. I did do a poll that's going to post tomorrow in real time. It's by the time you see this, it's long done. Many months done, actually. But I'm going to see if you guys want to see longer videos, and I can maybe make that happen. So thank you for joining me, though. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to be a huge help to me in the channel, guys, you can become a member. Details are in the description, along with the relevant links. Definitely check that out, and I will see you guys in the next one, which may start being an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. We'll see. Or maybe no change at all. That's a possibility too, because kind of like how it's going so far. I just thought maybe with longer videos I could make much more progress each episode and make it seem, or actually just make more progress in the games in general. I think that'd be a good start. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. See how you guys go. Until next time, be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. You don't go anywhere. Because I want you guys to hang out and watch more Eternity with me. Play more Eternity, I should say. Lots more fun to have. Stay tuned, and ciao for now.